Hello and welcome to my channel. This video includes exercises and stretches for anyone suffering with lower back pain. So you can be of any age, and whether that back pain is chronic or situational, again, these exercises and stretches will really help give you some relief. Everything will be done on the floor, so make sure that you have a nice cushy rug or mat. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start on our back. Let's roll down, nice and slow. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. They are just about hip distance apart. And first exercise, I want you to think about what I call implanting your spine. So we naturally have a little spinal curve here. What we're going to do is a small little pelvic tuck. If you think about bringing the bottoms of your rib cage and the top of your hip bones closer together, tightening that tummy, drawing the belly button into the spine, and then we're releasing it. I'm going to move my arm just so you can see again, we're pressing that lower back into the floor and then releasing it. Implant that spine, tighten the tummy, and release. Let's do that 3 more times. Make sure you're breathing. Tuck. Hips are still staying on the floor. And press that lower back into the mat 1 more time. And then slowly release it down. Let's go ahead and take one knee and hug it in towards our chest. You can either grip underneath that thigh, or if you have knee pain, try not to pull it in up top here. So whatever is comfortable for you. Again, we're still pressing that lower back into the mat and hug that knee in. Nice deep breaths to relax those muscles. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Let's lower that foot back down to the mat and other leg. Pull it in. Big inhale. And exhale. Release that foot back down to the mat. Let's do that again. 2 more times each side. Pull that knee in. And relax. Knee in. And down. 1 more each time. Keep that belly button pulled in. Again, think about like a little pelvic tuck, like you're lifting your hips just a teeny bit. Release. Release. Now let's do both knees at once. Pull them in together. And again, just hug them in. So you should feel a nice stretch in that lower back. You could even rock a little bit here, side to side, massaging out the lower back. From here, extend your arms out to the side, keeping the knees pulled in and keeping the navel pulled in towards your spine. We're going to drop our knees like windshield wipers, nice and slow towards the ground. Now everyone is different with their flexibility, so your knees may touch and they may not, and both are perfectly fine and normal. So nice and slow, side to side. This is not only working our core, which is the opposing muscle to the back, but it's also giving that lower back a beautiful stretch. Now another tip here is that the closer you have your knees to your chest, the easier it will be. And the further your knees are away, it's going to be a little bit more difficult or challenging just for your abdominals. So you do you. Nice and slow, side to side. As we warm up here, you might find that you can go a little bit lower. You also might find that one side goes further down than the other, and that's totally normal too. A few more here. Keep that tummy tucked in and keep breathing. This last one, let's find our way back to center, and let's drop our knees down, our feet flat on the floor, bringing our hands flat on the mat. Walk those heels in just slightly closer to your bum, and then one vertebrae at a time, we're going to lift our hips up so we're in a nice straight line, relaxing our hips and shoulders. Little squeeze in the glutes and lift that pelvis. Inhale. As we exhale, let's roll down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. So just feel like you're really peeling something all the way up and down. Let's do that again. So we're going to lift our hips nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time, peeling it up off the floor. Lift those hips and relax it all the way down. That should feel really good, like a little spinal massage here. Again, lift the hips. Tummy is in, activating that core. And one more time, lift those hips, rolling up one vertebrae at a time. And last time, lowering down. I want you to pick those feet back up off the floor. And again, press that lower back, that spine into the mat. We're going to do a little reverse crunch. So all I want you to do is to lift your hips up off the floor, bringing your knees closer to your chest. And it's okay if they don't come up all the way off the floor. So just do a little roll back. You can use your hands a little bit to help you here too. Do a little push, roll those hips back. This is also a great exercise and video to do in the mornings as we activate our core, takes the tension off that lower back. A few more here. Using those tummy muscles to lift those hips, pulling that belly button into the spine. Inhale, exhale, and release. One more time. Pull it in. Let's come halfway back down, and again, give those knees one more hug. Pulling the knees in, and maybe a little rock and roll side to side again, whatever feels good to you. Inhale. Exhale, let's lower our feet to the mat again. And picking up one foot, we're going to cross it on top of the other thigh. Flexing the foot to protect the knee, we're going to open up our knee out to the side. Immediately you should feel a nice stretch in the side of the hip and the glute here. This may be enough, but if you'd like a deeper stretch, we're going to pick up that bottom foot, gently grabbing underneath the thigh and hug it towards you. Should really feel that stretch intensify. And relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Press the spine into the floor. Again, maybe sometimes you need to do a little wiggle, really get into that stretch, feel what's comfortable for you. Hold that here, inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. As we exhale, we're going to cross that leg all the way over the other leg, reaching down to adjust your grip, maybe onto your shins. And again, let's give those knees a little tug closer to the chest. You should really feel that in your hip. Guys, it all connects into that lower back. The weaker or tighter our glutes are, the body's smart and the back will compensate. So you'll feel a lot of tension in your back. From here, we're going to keep our legs crossed and we're going to drop them all the way to the side, keeping our shoulders and our torso flat on the floor. When you're ready, inhale. As we exhale, we're going to reach over to the other side for a really nice spinal twist. Holding this position, you guys just relax into it. Inhale. And release all that tension, not only in your back, but everywhere in your body. One more deep breath in. As we exhale, let's bring our hands back down to our sides and then lifting our knees, uncrossing our legs. Coming back to the other side now, crossing that ankle on top of that thigh. Flex that top foot, and let's lift the bottom foot off the mat, grasping underneath the thigh, and gently hug in till you feel that stretch intensify on that hip. Big inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. On that exhale, cross that top leg all the way over. Reach down, and again, give it a nice hug in. Feel that hip release, and just continue to breathe into it. Inhale. Exhale, let's drop those knees all the way to the side. Inhale. Exhale, let's reach our arms in the opposite direction. Continue your deep breaths. And think about all those muscles relaxing and melting into the floor. Inhale. Exhale, straighten out those arms back down to the sides, lifting our legs and uncrossing. Last time, let's hug those knees in. Rolling like a little ball here. And we've got 2 more stretches. This time we're going to move to our hands and knees if you're comfortable on your hands and knees. We won't be here long. Making sure that we are lined up nice with our wrists underneath our shoulders and knees are underneath our hips. Doing a yoga move called a cat-cow. We're going to tuck our chin and round that back up like a cat. So tucking our pelvis like we did in our first move. And then we're going to do the opposite here, shifting those hips back and lifting our chin slightly. And this is our cow. You should feel a stretch in the abdominals. And then again, vertebrae by vertebrae, let's drop our chin as we slowly roll up, arching that back. That should feel really good all up and down the spine. And again, chin up and hips come back. Drop the chin. Round that back up. Tuck that tailbone like you're gazing up into your navel. And relax it down. Last time, tuck that chin, rounding that back up. And this time I want you to push back, resting our hips on top of our heels, and walk those hands out in front of you. Go ahead and rest your chin on the floor if that's comfortable for you. Another way here, guys, to stretch that lower back, give it a release. Nice deep breaths here. Now stay in this position, but I just want you to walk your hands slightly over to the side and take your left arm and cross it over your right if you've leaned over to that right side. Again, you can drop your chin. You should feel that stretch shift into the side of that lower back. Hand over hand, let's go over to the other side. Hips stay shifted back and really reach over. Big breath in and out. Let's come back to center. Reach those fingertips out maybe 1 more inch, feeling a nice stretch in your shoulders. You could even widen your knees if you wanted to, really shifting those hips back. Inhale. And exhale. Release any tension. And last time in. As we exhale, let's slowly roll up, peeling ourselves up here to a seated position, one vertebrae at a time. Finish with some nice shoulder rolls all the way up and back. And come to a seated position, lengthening out that spine one more time. Big inhale up, exhale down. One more quick stretch over here to the side. One more stretch for that side body. Release and up, over to the side and release. I hope I've helped relieve some of your pain. If you like this video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and do it frequently so you feel better. We'll see you next time, and thanks for working out with me.